Let's discuss Lewis dot structure in this video. In covalent bonding, the atoms share their valence electron to get 8 electrons in the outermost orbital, that is to get octet structure. In hydrogen, you will have maximum of 2 electrons, only do it only. So, the atoms share valence electrons to get 8 electrons in the outermost orbital. You take this hydrogen molecule and you have a single line, one line, and this is nothing but a single bond, which means a pair of electrons. So, 2 electrons are shared between 2 hydrogen atoms. You take this one oxygen molecule where you have 2 lines, that means a double bond. So, that represents 4 electrons that are shared between 2 oxygen atoms. You take this one nitrogen molecule where you have 3 lines, that means you have a triple bond. That shows that 6 electrons are shared between 2 nitrogen atoms, and you have 2 dots like this around nitrogen, and these dots represent, that is 2 dots represents a pair of lone pair of electron. So these electrons are nothing but lone pair of electrons. So the nitrogen has 2 lone pairs of electrons. Now, in order to write Lewis dot structure, we have to follow certain steps. First step, you take the number of valence electrons you have to calculate. For example, you take water. In water, you have 2 hydrogen and oxygen, 1 oxygen. So you take 1 hydrogen has 1 electron, so 2 hydrogen, so 2 into 1, 2. Oxygen, it has 6 electrons, valence electrons. So only 1 oxygen, so 1 into 6, that is equal to, totally you have 8 electrons. So total 8 valence electrons we have. So the count the valence electrons we have done. Now next you have to select the central atom. So that atom which is only one time it's there, that atom can be taken as the central atom. For example, here in water, H2 hydrogens are there, but oxygen is only one. So that can be taken as the central atom. Then you have to draw the skeletal structure. That means 2 hydrogens should be written like this. That is on sides of central atom oxygen. Then you have to draw the single bond between atoms. So you can draw like this. So hydrogen, single bond oxygen, then single bond hydrogen. Now you have 2 single bonds around oxygen. So each bond represents a pair of electrons. Therefore totally 2 bonds, so 4 electrons. So electrons in bond is nothing but equal to 4. That should be subtracted from the total electron. So the remaining electron you will have 4. Now the next step, this 4 electrons should be distributed so that you will be getting a lone pair. For hydrogen, maximum number of electron is 2, that is satisfied. This hydrogen also has 2, satisfied. But oxygen, this lone pair of, that is 4 electrons should be written as a lone pair on oxygen like this. The next step, you have to see the every atom gets 8 electrons or not. For hydrogen, 2 electrons, it is satisfied. The next oxygen, when you check 2, 4, 2 lone pairs of electrons, so 4, then 2 bonded pair, so 4, 8 electrons, so it is satisfied. So in this case, the 8 electrons on every atom satisfied, but in some cases it is not satisfied. In that case, you have to convert that lone pair into double bond or triple bond to give every atom an 8 electron. So this is how you have to draw the Lewis dot structure. Let's take some more example. So you take ammonia, NH3, 1 nitrogen we have, nitrogen has 5 electron, so 1 nitrogen, so 1 into 5, 5. Then 3 hydrogen we have, so 3, and each hydrogen has 1 electron, so 3. Totally 8 valence electrons you have. Now decide the central atom. So first you have counted the valence electrons. Second, you have to decide the central atom. Hydrogen, 3 hydrogens are there. Nitrogen only 1. So therefore nitrogen should be the central atom. Then you have to draw the skeletal structure. The 3 hydrogen you have to write like this. And then you have to draw the single bond between atoms. Like this, you have to draw the single bond. and then totally 3 bonds we have written. So total 6 electrons. You have to subtract 6 electrons from here to find out the remaining electrons. So 2 electrons are left out. And this electron should be written as a lone pair. So here only you can write as a lone pair because hydrogen has maximum of 2 electrons. So you can write the lone pair only on nitrogen. Now the last one, you have to check every atom gets 8 electrons or not. Hydrogen 2 electrons already they have. Nitrogen when you count 2, 4, 6, 8. So totally 8 electrons. So this is the Lewis dot structure for ammonia. The next we will take sulfur trioxide SO3. So SO3 you have to first count the number of valence electron, first point. For sulfur you have 6 electron, only one sulfur you have. So 1 into 6, 6. Then 3 oxygen you have, or each oxygen has 6 electron. So 3 into 6. So 18. So totally you have 24 valence electron. Now decide the central atom. Central atom oxygen you have 3 but sulfur 1. So sulfur should be the central atom. Then draw the skeletal structure. So 3 oxygen you write like here. Here 1 oxygen, here 1 and here 1. Then draw the single bond between atoms. So here 1 bond, here 1 bond. So totally you have written 3 bonds. So 6 bonded electrons you will have. That 6 bonded electrons you have to subtract from this total electron. So this is total. We have total valence electron is this much. From this total you have to subtract this bonded electron. So you will be getting 18 electrons are left out. And this 18 electrons you have to write it as a lone pair. Fourth point, you have to distribute this 18 electrons, remaining electron as a lone pair. So you can draw like this: 1, 2, then 3, 4, then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then here 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So totally 18 electrons we have distributed as a lone pairs on oxygen. Now last point, you have to count every atom. Count the number of electrons on every atom. Oxygen here it is 6 plus 2, 8. Here also 6 plus 2, 8. Here also 6 plus 2, 8. But sulfur when you take, here 2 electron, 2, 4, 6. So only 3 bonded electrons alone are there for sulfur. So totally 6 electrons. It is in need of 2 electrons. So what you can do is you have to turn the lone pair into double bond so that you will be getting 8 electrons for sulfur. So this electron gets shifted over here and you will be getting the structure like this. That is sulfur, here single bond and with 6 electrons. 6 electrons. But here it will become double bond and 4 electrons. Only 4 electrons. Here you have single bond oxygen with 6 electrons. So this is the structure, Lewis dot structure for sulfur trioxide. Next you will take carbon dioxide. CO2, carbon dioxide. So you have carbon, first step you have to count the valence electron. So only one carbon, carbon has 4 electrons in the outermost orbital. So 1 into 4, that is equal to 4. Next 2 oxygen, so oxygen has 6 electrons, therefore 2 into 6, 12. So totally you have 16 valence electrons. So this is total valence electrons. Now decide the central atom. So carbon only 1 but oxygen 2. So carbon must be the central atom. Carbon. Then draw the skeletal structure. So 2 oxygen you draw like this. Here 1 oxygen and here 1 oxygen. Then draw the single bond between third point. Draw the single bond between atoms. So you have to draw like this single bond. Then 2 bonds you are getting. So totally you have 4 electrons. So subtract 4 from here. So you will be getting 12. So the left out electrons are, remaining electrons are 12. And this 12 electron you have to distribute as lone pairs. So you can take here oxygen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 electron. Here for this option 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now you have distributed the remaining electrons. So 12 electrons are left out. The 12 electrons we have distributed. Now count the electrons for every atom. For oxygen 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 electrons. For this oxygen 2, 4, 6, 8 electrons. But this carbon here a single bond, so 2 electrons, here single bond 2 electrons. So only 4 electrons. It is in need of 4 more electrons to complete its octet. So what you can do is you can turn the lone pair into double bond. So or triple bond. So this electron can be shifted over here and this lone pair also can be shifted over here. So you will be getting the structure like this. That is oxygen double bond, because already you have a bond. Because of this shift you are getting a double bond. Then carbon. Now due to this shift you are getting a double bond. And then oxygen. So one pair gets shifted. The remaining 2 pairs of electrons. Now here same way. So one pair gets shifted. The remaining 2 pairs of electrons. So you can draw the structure like this so that the carbon gets 8 electrons. 2, 4, 6, 8. So all oxygen 2, 4, 6, 8. So every atom gets 8 electrons. So this is one structure. Another one structure also you can draw. That is, you take instead of doing like this, what you can do is one more electron can be shifted over here. In that case you will be getting oxygen, then 2 lone pairs get shifted. Therefore you are getting, already you have a single bond, so 2 lone pair get shifted, so you are getting a triple bond. Then carbon, then single bond. There is no change in this oxygen, and then you have totally 6 electrons. So no lone pair, there is no change in lone pairs of electrons here in this oxygen. But here 2 lone pairs get shifted, left with only 1 pair. So only 1 pair of electron will be there. Now which structure is the correct one? So to decide, so this is the structure 1 you take and this is structure 2. So which structure is correct? For deciding this one, you have to take formal charge. So you have to calculate the formal charge. The Lewis dot structure for carbon dioxide is oxygen double bond C double bond O. So this oxygen has 2 lone pairs of electrons and this oxygen also 2 lone pairs of electrons. Now this is one structure. One more structure you can draw, that is oxygen triple bond C single bond O. And this oxygen has 3 lone pairs of electrons and this oxygen has only 1 pair. Now you take this as structure 1 and this structure as 2. So which structure is correct? For that we have to find out the formal charge of all atoms in these structures. So what is formal charge? Formal charge is nothing but the electrical charge difference between the valence electrons and the number of electrons assigned to that atom in Lewis dot structure. So you have to find out the difference between the valence electron and the number of electrons including lone pair, bond pair, everything. You have to find out that difference will give the formal charge. For example, you take this oxygen. Valence electron of oxygen is 6. The number of electrons assigned to this oxygen is here 2 lone pairs, 2 bond pairs. So you find out the total number of electrons assigned to this one and the valence electron. Find out the difference. That difference will give the formal charge. Now to find out the formal charge we can use this formula. Mathematically we can use this formula. So formal charge is equal to NB minus NL plus NB by 2, where NB is nothing but the number of valence electrons. NL is nothing but the number of lone pairs of electrons. NB is the number of bonding pairs of electrons. Now you can write this NB by 2 like this. That is, the number of bonding pair by 2 will give nothing but the number of bonds. Because, so when you take oxygen, O double bond, oxygen molecule you can write O double bond O. Here you have 2 bonds. So So the number of bonds is equal to 2. But number of bonding electrons is equal to 4 because each bond represents 2 electrons. So 2 bonds are there. So now total number of bonding electrons 4. When you divide by 2, you will be getting 2. So the 4 by 2 is nothing but Nb by 2. Then this is 2 is nothing but the number of bonds. So we can replace this Nb by 2 as the number of bonds. So you can write this formal charge like this. So formal charge is equal to the number of valence electron minus the number of lone pair of electrons plus the number of bonds. So you can write like this. So you can use this formula instead of this formula. So Nb by 2 alone I have written as number of bonds. Now use this formula to calculate the formal charge in this structure. So first you take this oxygen. So for formal charge for this oxygen will be equal to valence electron of oxygen is 6 minus lone pairs here it is, so first number of valence electron minus lone pairs here it is 4. Then number of bonds, 2 bonds are connected to this oxygen, so plus 2. So that will be equal to 0. So for both the oxygen atoms you will be getting 0. So you can write the formal charge as 0, here also 0. Now you calculate the formal charge for carbon. So formal charge is equal to carbon valence electron 4 minus for lone pairs here there is no lone pair. So you can write 0 plus the number of bonds 2 here 2 here 2. 4 bonds are connected to this carbon. So 4. So that will be equal to 0. So carbon also gets the formal charge as 0. Now this is the formal charge on this structure. Now you go to this structure. Here for this oxygen you first find out. So formal charge is equal to, here the valence electron is 6 because it is oxygen 6 minus number of lone pairs. Here only one lone pair, so 2 electrons. Then plus the number of bonds. Here 3 bonds are connected, so 3. That will be equal to 6 minus 5, so plus 1. So you can write plus 1. Now you take this oxygen. So this oxygen has valence electron 6 minus lone pairs totally 6. 6 electrons as lone pairs. So then number of bonds, you have 1 bond connected to this oxygen. So plus 1. That will be equal to minus 7. So 6 minus 7, that is equal to minus 1. So you can write minus 1 here. Now these two for oxygens and then we'll go for carbon. So when you take carbon, the formal charge is equal to, here carbon number of valence electrons we have 4. Then lone pairs, there is no lone pairs on carbon. Here there is no lone pair. So 0. Then number of bonds. Here 3 plus 1, 4. So totally that will be equal to 0. So we have 0 as the formal charge here. Now which structure is preferred? For that we have to use some guidelines. The first one, the structure in which the formal charge of all atoms is equal to 0. That structure is preferred over the structure where there is a charges. Formal charges where there is some numbers in formal charges. Second one, if the formal charge is small in particular structure, that structure is preferred over the structure where you will have higher formal charges. The third one, the formal charge if it is negative, then it must be on the most electronegative atom. Then that structure is preferred compared to the other structure. So when you take the structure where the formal charge, all the formal charge is equal to 0, that structure is preferred over the other structure where you will have charges. The second one, where the structure in which the formal charges are smaller, that is preferred compared to the structure where you will have higher formal charges. If the formal charge is negative, that must be on the most electronegative atom. Now when you take this carbon dioxide structure, so here you have to see, here this formal charge is 0, but here you have some charges. So oxygen has plus charge and this oxygen has minus charge. So which structure is preferred? So seeing the first guideline where the formal charge is 0, that structure is preferred. So based on that, the structure 1 is preferred compared to the structure 2. So this is about the formal charge. Mostly non-metals will go for covalent bond formation. If you see how many bonds two different elements make, for example, you take carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine. Carbon will make 4. The number of bonds carbon will make is equal to 4. Nitrogen 3. Oxygen 2. Fluorine 1. The valence electron in the case of carbon is equal to 4. Nitrogen 5. Oxygen 6. Fluorine 1. So you are getting two informations from this one. One is when you add the number of bonds with valence electron, that will be equal to 8, that is you are getting octet. So here carbon 4 plus 4 8, nitrogen 3 plus 5 8. So similarly in the case of fluorine 1 plus 7 8. So when you add the number of bonds and the valence electron, that will be equal to 8 octet. Another one information, the number of bonds it wants to make, each element wants to make, that will be equal to the number of additional electrons it needs to form the octet, that these two will be the same. For example, you take carbon. Carbon wants to make 4 bonds, so it needs only 4 electrons to complete its octet, so 8. Similarly, nitrogen if you take, it has to form 3 bonds and it needs only 3 electron to complete its octet, because totally 2, 4, 6, 8 complete its octet. Similarly, oxygen. So the number of bonds is equal to the number of additional electron that each atom needs to complete its octet. So these are the two informations we are getting, and we can use an alternative method for writing the Lewis dot structure. So the steps we have to follow is, one is we have to see the atom and how many bonds that each atom will make, that we have to decide. First, for example, you take COCl2, you take. Here the carbon will make 4 bonds, oxygen 2, chlorine 1. So likewise you have to decide the number of bonds that each atom makes. Second one, the atom which makes the most bond, that is taken as the central atom. So you have to decide the central atom. The central atom is the atom which makes most bonds. So here the carbon will make 4. So that can be taken as the central atom. Then you have to write the remaining atoms along with the bonds. So third point, you have to put the bonds along with atoms. So here oxygen, here chlorine, here chlorine. Oxygen will form 2 bonds, so double bond. Chlorine will make 1. This chlorine also will make 1. Now the fourth point is, you have to see the octet for each element. If it is not satisfied, then you write the lone pair to satisfy 8 electrons for each atom. So here when you take chlorine, it is in 2. The remaining 6 electrons you have to draw. Oxygen 4. The remaining 4 electrons, because you have 2 bonds, so 4 electrons. Chlorine here only 2. The remaining 6 electrons you have to write as a lone. So these are the 3 lone pairs you have to draw so that it can get octet structure. So this is the Lewis dot structure for COCl deposit. So likewise you can draw, but it is not that much correct method. So it is not satisfying with some other molecules. So these are the steps you have to follow to write the Lewis dot structure and to calculate the formal charge. Thank you for watching.